Welcome to Culture Alley Mandarin. Ni hao. This is Basic Mandarin Lesson 23. Today, we will learn a little more about describing people. Let's start by going over some of the phrases that you learned in the last lesson. Tom translates to Tang Mu, while old becomes Lao. Very or excess becomes Le, while tall translates as Gao. Similarly, hair becomes 头发, and white is 白, while kind is 慈祥, and moreover translates as 而且. Finally, patient translates as 耐心. Great! Here are a few more. Susan becomes 苏珊. Chinese becomes 中国. Love translates as 爱. And finally, study becomes 学习. Good! Here are some other phrases we covered earlier. He is Tom becomes 他是汤姆, while he is an old man will be 他老了. Similarly, he is tall translates as 他很高, and he has white hair becomes 他的头发白了. Finally, he is kind and patient is translated as 他慈祥而且有耐心. Good job! Let us now review Susan. She is Susan translates as 她是苏珊. And she is Chinese becomes 她是中国人. She loves to study will be 她爱学习. And lastly, she is intelligent translates to 她很聪明. Very good. Let us kick off today's lesson. Today, we shall learn a little more about describing people by learning more adjectives and their uses. Let's begin by looking at the first character we will describe. That is Steve. He is Steve. He is very handsome. He has blonde hair. He is creative and hard-working. Next, we will learn about Sally. She is Sally. Her hair is very curly. She is tall and beautiful. She is very organized. Great! Let's start with He is Steve. He is Steve simply breaks into the following. He translates as 他. Is becomes 是. And Steve translates as 斯吉夫.斯吉夫 is said with a high level tone on the first I, a rising tone on the second I, and the high level tone on U. Can you try that? It's 斯吉夫. Thus, he is Steve translates as 他是斯吉夫. Excellent! The next sentence we learn is, he is very handsome, which once again translates as, he very handsome, as the to be verb is not translated with adjectives in Mandarin. Let's see how we say handsome in Mandarin. Handsome translates as 帅, which is said with a falling tone, like 帅. Now let's look at the breakup of this sentence. He translates as 他, while very becomes 很. Handsome translates as 帅. Thus, he is very handsome translates to 他很帅. The next sentence, he has blonde hair, translates as he keeps blonde color hair. Now let's take a look at the meaning of keep, blonde, and color. Keep translates as 留着, which is pronounced using a mid-rising tone. Color, pronounced with a falling tone, becomes 色. Golden or blonde translates as 金黄, which is pronounced with a high level tone on I and a mid-rising tone on A, like 金黄. Very good. Now let us take a look at the breakup of the sentence, he has blonde hair, which literally becomes he keeps blonde color hair. He translates to 他, while keeps becomes 留着. Blonde translates as 金黄, and color becomes 色. The particle used here is de, and hair translates as 头发. Note that in this case the particle de acts as an adverbial particle, defining the golden colored hair, and therefore it comes after blonde color. Thus, he has blonde hair translates as 他留着金黄色的头发. Great! Now let's look at the sentence, he is creative and hard-working. An important point to note here is that Mandarin does not use the English and to link verbs and adjectives. This can be a bit tricky to understand. A simple way to see this is that and is a versatile word that manages to cover a variety of functions for which Mandarin uses different words. Some common words used in Mandarin to replace and are 也, meaning also, and 而且, meaning moreover. However, in most cases, it is acceptable to not use any linking word at all and just continue the sentence as it is. Now let's take a look at the next sentence. He is hardworking and creative. Literally translates as he works very hard, good at innovations. Once again, note that in the literal translation, which is he works very hard, good at innovations, a new phrase has started, but the subject is not mentioned again, just as it is in English. Great! Now let's take a look at the vocabulary required for this sentence. Hard translates as 努力, which is pronounced with a falling rising tone on U and a falling tone on I, like 努力. Great! Good at translates as 善于, which uses a falling tone on A and a mid-rising tone on U, making it 善于. Next we learn how to say innovative, which translates as 创新. 创新 is pronounced with a falling tone on A and a high level tone on I. Good! Now let's see the breakup of the sentence, he is hardworking and creative. He translates to 他, while works becomes 工作. Very translates as 很, and hard becomes 努力. Good at translates to 善于, and innovation becomes 创新. Thus, he is creative and hardworking translates to 他工作很努力，善于创新。Very good. All right, now let's review what we've learned till now. He is Steve translates to 他是斯蒂夫 while he is very handsome becomes 他很帅 He has blonde hair translates as 他留着金黄色的头发 And finally, he is creative and hardworking becomes 他工作很努力，善于创新。Very good. All right, it's quiz time. Let's see if you remember what we've covered till now. How do we say handsome in Mandarin? Is it 帅 or 留着? Or is it 头发 instead? Handsome translates to 帅 in Mandarin. Here's another one. How do we say he has blonde hair in Mandarin? Do we say 他留着色的金黄? Or is it 他留着金黄色的头发 Or simply 他留着金色的头发 The correct answer to the previous question is 他留着金黄色的头发 Hope you got that one right. What does 善于 mean in English? Does it mean moreover, or good at, or does it mean innovative? 善于 translates to good at in English. Let's see another one. How do we say he is creative and hardworking in Mandarin? Will it be 他工作很善于创新 Or is it 他工作很努力创新 Or is it 他工作很努力善于创新他工作很努力善于创新 is the correct translation of he is creative and hardworking. Hope you aced the quiz. Now let's move on to Sally. She is tall, beautiful, and has curly hair. She is also very organized. Let's describe her. She is Sally translates to 她是赛丽 which is pronounced with a high level tone on A and a falling tone on I. Great! The next sentence we look at is her hair is very curly. We already know that hair translates as 头发. Now let's see how we say curly. Curly translates to 卷卷 which is the same word pronounced twice, with a falling rising tone on A, like 卷卷. Good! Here's something you'll need to know. An important concept in Mandarin is the duplication of adjectives. We notice this in its most basic form in thanks or 谢谢. In general, the use of duplication is to either soften or intensify the degree of an adjective. All right, now let's look at the next sentence. Her hair is very curly becomes she has hair curly particle. Here's a quick grammar tip for you. The sentence she has curly hair uses the possessive particle de twice. In the first case, de is used as a possessive pronoun, changing she to hers by saying 她的. In the second case, we use de as a descriptor for the adjective curly, making curly 卷卷的. Alright, let's take a look at the breakup of this sentence. She translates to 她, and the particle used here is de. Hair becomes 头发, while curly translates as 卷卷. Lastly, the second particle used to describe curly is also de. Thus, her hair is very curly translates as 她的头发卷卷的. Great! The next sentence we will learn is, she is tall and beautiful. For this, we will need to learn the words tall, beautiful, and height in Mandarin. Height becomes 个子, which is pronounced with a falling tone on e, like 个子, while tall translates as 高高, with a high level tone on a. Note that the adjective tall is duplicated here. Next, we will learn the translation of beautiful. Beautiful becomes 漂亮, where 漂 is said with a falling tone means elegant, and 亮, also said with a falling tone, means bright. Thus, beautiful becomes 漂亮. Excellent! The sentence, she is tall and beautiful, literally translates as, her height tall particle, very beautiful. Let's look at the breakup. Her translates to 她, while height becomes 个子. Tall translates as 高高, and the particle used here is de. Very translates as 很, and beautiful translates to 漂亮. Thus, she is tall and beautiful translates as 她个子高高的，很漂亮. Great! The last sentence we will learn is, she is very organized. This roughly conveys that she has things done in an organized manner. Let's look at the vocabulary for things and organized. Here's something interesting. The translation of things in Mandarin is 是, which is the same as the translation of the to be verb. Organized translates as 条理, which is pronounced with a mid-rising tone on a and a falling rising tone on I, like 条理. Very good. The sentence, she is very organized, translates as, she does things very have organized. Let's take a look at the breakup. She becomes 她, while does translates as 做. Things translates as 是, and very becomes 很. Have is translated as 有, and organized translates to 条理. Putting it together, she is very organized translates as 她做事很有条理. Great! Alright, let's go through what we've just covered. She is Sally translates to 她是赛丽, while her hair is very curly becomes 她的头发卷卷的. Similarly, she is tall and beautiful becomes 她个子高高的，很漂亮. And finally, she is very organized translates as 她做事很有条理. Great! Now let's see if you recall what we've learned. Here's a quiz. How do we say hair in Mandarin? Is it 头发 or 卷卷? Or is it 个子? Hair translates to 头发 in Mandarin. Let's look at another one. What does 漂亮 mean in English? Does it mean beautiful? Or curly? Or does it mean tall? 漂亮 means beautiful in English. Hope you got that one right. How do we say she is tall and beautiful in Mandarin? Will we say 她个子高高的很漂亮? Or could it be 她个子高很漂亮? Or is it 她高高的很漂亮? The correct answer to the previous question is 她个子高高的很漂亮. Hope you did well on that one. That's all for the day. Let's take a look at the vocabulary we've learned so far. Handsome translates to 帅, while keeps becomes 留着. Blonde becomes 金黄. And hair translates as 头发. Lastly, color translates as 色. Here are a few other words we've covered today. Hard translates as 努力, while good becomes 善于. Innovative becomes 创新. And similarly, curly becomes 卷卷. Height translates as 个子, while tall becomes 高高. Finally, beautiful is 漂亮. All right, it's time for the culture leaf of the day. Today, we will learn about the flag of China. The flag of the People's Republic of China is a red field charged with 5 golden stars. The design features 1 large star with 4 smaller stars in a semicircle. Sometimes the flag is referred to as the 5-star red flag. The red represents the Communist Revolution, while the 5 stars and their relationship represent the unity of the Chinese people under the leadership of the Communist Party of China. The first flag was hoisted by the People's Liberation Army on a pole overlooking Beijing's Tiananmen Square on October 1st, 1949, at a ceremony announcing the foundation of the People's Republic. The flag was designed by Zheng Liansong, who did it in response to a circular to express his patriotic enthusiasm for his country. Here we can see an image of the flag of the People's Republic of China. In the next lesson, we shall have a conversation about pets and learn their measure words. Hope you enjoyed your lesson today. See you at the alley for the next one.